Hi beautiful soul family. So this last couple of days I've been picking up on that there has been like anger coming up, like feeling really triggered by a lot of things. But the thing is, you started out like a little bit like feeling the anger, but then you started to remember everything that you've been learning. You was, turning that feeling into, I'm grateful now for where I've been. And I mean, this might have been a little bit hard to begin with, but as the days gone on, you started to realise that the ones who were causing you to feel anger, they're going through emotions at the moment that you used to go through too. And as the days gone on, you started to give yourself a few minutes, bring yourself back to now, and understand each moment. And God is truly grateful that you are now understanding yourself. You've taken back your power a lot recently. I mean, this has been a process that's taken many years. That it's come to a, because at one point, they're saying at some points that you might have been really angry or really hurt and really upset at one point. But now you can better calm that situation. You're starting to now understand why each situation happened, or you are starting to understand. Spirit's saying that, you're highly favoured right now because you are beginning to see yourself for who you are. You're starting to accept yourself for who you are. And again, like I said, this has taken many years. You've been on quite a long journey of not understanding why certain things had to have been the way that they were. And as you've come on your healing journey, you've been maybe watching videos on how to heal, you've maybe been watching other tarot readers, you've maybe felt that you maybe should be a tarot reader. You've come to quite a lot of an understanding that you believe that, you're starting to get to a point, or you will get to a point where you now are going to see that you are healing to others, that you have been attracting people that needed healing on their journey because your frequency is here to heal others. And it's been a long process of understanding that, because you had to heal yourself, you've had to go through many things alone, you've had to do a lot of things. But that's the reason that you would never want anybody else to ever feel and go through those same emotions. And that's why, because it's hard to say sometimes, like I remember when people were saying to me, you attracted this situation. You came here to have these experiences. And I remember thinking, there's no way anybody would want to come and have a childhood, or have certain instances that happen in life that I chose that. And, Spirit's saying that, if I wouldn't have gone through all those journeys, I would never want anybody else to not experience that. I would really truly protect people with all my might to the best of my ability. So in order to have become the person that I am today, I'm becoming, because every day I'm becoming, every day I'm learning. This is what they're saying yourself. Every day you're learning, you're becoming someone to be proud of, someone to heal others, somebody to help others on their journey. you have come a very long way, and they're so truly grateful that you chose you and you never gave up. Because there has been moments where, you know, it's been really tough. So Spirit is really highlighting today how proud of you that they are. You have all your ancestors now rooting for you because you have healed such a part of your family history that doesn't not have to be repeated anymore. Because you now truly love yourself. You are coming to loving self. That this will be passed down for many generations. They have all been helping, guiding you. They've been around you. They've been with you at all times. They never leave you. You are severely protected. So, they really want you to know just how truly proud of you that they are. So that keeps coming through massively. So, the messages that I got this morning are that everyone around you has been angry. Everyone around you has been at this place. They've been trying to pull you back to your old timeline because everyone's designed to do something on your journey. There's a purpose for everything. But you can see the old patterns now. You can understand as to why it was here. This is what they want me to say. You're going through a huge shift right now. The old self would have become angry, and that they are truly proud of you. So then we've got you questioning things that you used to accept automatically. Your mind is recognising patterns that have been in place for a long time. It may feel uncomfortable to begin with, only because your system is accepting a new pattern. This is when you change. So this is why you've been feeling all these emotions, because your old self, your evolving self, would have become angry with these people too. And now you can take a step back and really truly see what's actually happening in the moment, and know that others are struggling. So you kind of don't take it personally anymore. And if you do, it's very short. You just let them. They're saying that you have been just saying it is what it is. You have come to an understanding that, you know, because this is a deep, deep journey that you've been on. This has been where you have really led yourself to this place now of finally coming to most days now being at peace. So when you do find yourself in a place where it doesn't feel good, you are doing things to make yourself feel good. You are starting to bring yourself back to the now a lot more than you ever did before. I am truly grateful if you know, being on here with me. It really does mean a lot, because this is where I always had my doubts to be on here, to speak, because I never had people around me to listen, that I felt that everything that I was ever going to say was not going to be understood. And that's why Spirit guided me here, because I was told that, you know, the ones who want to hear will hear. It's only for the ones who want to see will see, because not everybody's on this journey. You know, we're all here at different times, no matter what age that you're in. You know, like I'm 44, coming up to 45, and my journey roughly started 7 years ago. I've always had a knowing, but always doubted the knowing. And this is where Spirit's saying that you know, if you're on this, if you're watching this, that you have had the same abilities. Because like attracts like. So the ones who come to watch my videos are the ones who are on this journey with me. And you will be led by Spirit to come and see the messages that I am given divinely each day. So you have actually you've accepted something. This has been an acceptance. Because I was going to say activated, but acceptance kept coming out. Accepted. So maybe you have accepted those around you that you know they're on their journey. Maybe you've accepted you for who you are, and so beautifully so. Because, like I said, this is where you truly find how, because to me, a beautiful soul is always a beautiful soul, but the beautiful souls are always the one that has to go through the most. And when they come out of the other end of it, or they're in their journey of discovering who they are, it's when that light truly shines. That was shown before, that we have to be cracked open for the light to seep in. So yeah, you have activated the seed of change. From this moment, everything will be different. So, completion, end of cycle, everything that wasn't meant for you is falling away. You're coming into union with self-love and self-respect. So here, I was writing in the blue ink, and as I was writing, my pen ran out. And I've got a lot of blue pens, and I write a lot. So I always make sure that I have my blue pens, because I like to write in blue. So I write in blue on white paper, because I was shown, Spirit showed me that, the sky, the blue sky, the white clouds. I was shown that when you write with blue pen on white paper, it really allows the connection, the neurons in the brain to connect. So when I write, like I say, I write with the blue pen on white paper. But today I was asked to just write onto my cards, because like I say, I write on the paper and then I do my cards. And so I wrote on this today, and now I understand as to why, because it's saying completion of cycle. So like I say, when I was writing this, it ran out just as it stated, completion, end of cycle, everything, and then I wrote that, and that started to run out. So I tried getting my other pens, and all of them wouldn't work. The only pen that I was shown to get was the red one. So this to me is where, it's completion of a cycle. So it's crossing over into another. So that's why halfway through writing that, because that's where you're at, that, there and at. So everything that wasn't meant for you is falling away. You're coming into union with self-love, self-respect, self-everything. Self-guidance, self-intuition, self-knowledge. You are coming into a phase of remembering. And you're just on this point where everything's going to start making sense. Or it has been making sense over time. It's been, because Spirit's showing me it's been a process that has seemed like it's been a long journey. But if everything would have come in as was, you wouldn't have learned everything, and you wouldn't have had the experience and the knowledge that you hold today. So, that was a huge message, because sometimes it can be quite late on in life when we do come into the reality of the knowing of what we know. But that's where Spirit's saying that, it's divine timing. So then we've got, you're about to discover a part of yourself that has been dormant. So again, this could be something, the gifts that you came in with. You're having a remembering. So this is where they're saying everything's starting to come up now. You're starting to remember this, maybe this time a few years ago, maybe you couldn't remember You'd walk out of one room and go back into other and not know what you was doing. And now today you've got so much knowledge, you've got so much understanding. You remember conversations from many years ago, whereas before you couldn't remember what you did yesterday. So that was a protection to keep you safe. That was the... Because if you just spoke about everything that you knew, what you'd learned, but you didn't have a knowing of, it wouldn't have come out right, and you wouldn't have been able to progress as how you could today. So if today you're to speak, people are going to really feel what you're saying, because you've got passion in it, in everything that you know, because of everything that you've learned and you've experienced along the way. So now you have an understanding of it, so you can, help others to understand that. So then the Spirit says balance, harmony, wish fulfillment. Everything you desire is balancing out exactly as it's meant to. New journey coming in. So I was like, okay. So this is where they're saying that the anger that you maybe have been experiencing, the upset and the hurt, and people just being a certain way just recently, was there for you to really see how far you've come along. Because they're saying, so proud of you. Because years ago, maybe months ago even, that you'd have just, and maybe, stressed, but I think we all have been there. And this is what they're saying now, that you had a point over these last few days, these last few weeks, where it has felt like everything's been a lot, but you've taken moments for yourself. You've been breathing, you've been maybe going sitting with the birds, you've maybe just really taken time for something that was different to what you normally would do. And this is why they're saying, this is why all this is coming in, because you really are mothering yourself now, male or female, you're mothering yourself now. You're really having that understanding now that, you are worthy, you are worth everything and more. So it says, God is preparing you for your new adventures. This is going to come in fast. This time next month, it will all make sense. You're holding the vision of where you're going next. Time to get excited. Your dreams are just the beginning. So this is Spirit saying, like, because there was a lot that were coming through with that message, and they were like, you really, really are going to experience things that, like, this time next month, this time next year, is going to look way better than you even thought could look. This is you now releasing all the negative energies, all the things that it was designed to stop you, but you know you have God within. God is within you always. God is guiding you. God is love. God is good. You have now come to that understanding and knowing that everything had a purpose, and that you have gone through so much training to become the warrior that God needed you to be. You now fully understand, and you don't need anybody else to tell you now where you're going, because you fully are led by God, and you are having connection with your angels, your guides. You've learned that free will is that if you shall seek, you shall find. And this is where, because you've been keeping restrained when tested, you truly have now you are knowing now that you are divinely led. So therefore you are just allowing everything to God, that you are perfectly on time, that you are where you're meant to be, that you now know that each situation has led you to who you are today. So you have someone coming in who will set you free, someone you have prayed for. You both have a huge purpose together. This is going to be like electricity, equally yoked, God sent. So they're showing me that maybe you know, have gone through quite a lot of tough cycles in relationships, and each time that you've been with somebody, it's been with somebody who's learnt you a lot, and you have gone through a lot of journeys of self-discovery throughout um, these journeys that you've been on. You have come to learn to love self, to accept others for who they are, be grateful that, you know, you come so far, because there was quite a few times where it felt like it was really hard to be in love, to look for love again, to open yourself up to love. And Spirit saying that you then wanted to not feel love from another because you believed that it was going to end the same as it did the others. But once you started opening up to the self-love, the self-respect, the self-knowledge, the self-understanding, the self-inner-standing, when you started to open yourself up to that again, your heart really, really shone this beautiful light. And God's saying that you opened yourself up to receive again. Because this is about receiving. You've been very good at like giving and always wanting to heal and help others. But God's saying now that this is where you get to experience that too. God's wanting you to be ready to, because God's saying here that you opened yourself up now, and because you did that in all the love, that's why the one that's been doing the same is coming in. You will be equally yoked, you will be matched. You will both want the same things, you will both want to spend time together, you'll both want to learn together. You're going to heal others together. This is going to be a journey of you both learning each other things that you've learned. But this person's going to be, and the saying that you are going to know who this person is, because you're going to know that this person is God sent. There is no way of not knowing that. You know, you are going to know and feel that this person is truly God sent. You, like I say, you're going to know it's going to be different from all the other times. It's going to be so different. This person's going to want to absorb everything about it. They're really going to want to, like I say, it's going to be like electric. You're going to touch and it's going to be, you know, they're saying that you really are going to feel. You're going to go on so many journeys together, and then there's a business that's going to come from that, because you're going to help and guide others along their journey. And it's like, because this is going to be something that you've both truly wanted for so long, but until you actually meet each other, you didn't even know what that were. This is going to be so out of this world. This is going to feel like you're on top of the world, and you're deserving of this. Is what I'm hearing. So. So this, let me just leave those out in my candle. So, yeah, you literally have gone through so many energies that you felt that you've always been the one that's always that felt you had to put your head down. You was always seeking for more love, seeking for more, for more when it comes to love. And you always found people that was, you felt like they was just taking advantage. They didn't truly understand you, they didn't truly know you. You felt like they was mocked out, but this is where you picking up your swords now. And you are, you're choosing a path now where if people don't make you feel good, you can quite easily walk away. It doesn't feel good, but you can walk away now knowing that you did all that you could. You are protecting what's divinely yours. You are not accepting anything. You're now protecting your inner child. You are now, or children, you are now at that place now where you know that you are strong enough. You can take on anything that is thrown at you. You're on a journey now of self-discovery. You're on a journey of seek and you will find. Spirit is really saying that, you've come from a time where you just felt like it was a complete battle all the time. But you've come into nurturing self, nurturing all, understanding all, acceptance. This is divinely guided. This is where you was meant to be always. This is where you hid yourself away for a long time. You never truly shown the person that you really are because of others. This could come in a lot of scenarios, but you know your story. The Spirit saying you know this is your story. So now this is where the two are going to come in union, and can you see that it's heaven sent that the two are going to become one. This is a fairy granting you everything. I don't know if you can see. It's a fairy up here and granting these two birds here. This is where you now become one with all. And you can understand from such a deep level now that you, like I said, the anger's just not there anymore. Maybe for a few seconds, maybe for the upset. Clarification. This is where you are balanced now. You are balancing all that you are, the goddess self, the knowing, the intuition, the inner standing. This is where you now can finally come to a place where you can accept things for what they are. You are the one that is the bridge from heaven to earth, from mind to, because your thoughts now you are now catching your thoughts a lot quicker than you ever did before. You are starting to understand why they're there. You are now loving the self that you have been. You are accepting that, you can't change the past, but you have learned a lot from it and you can move forward. Healing now and knowing that, how you are in the now moment is what's going to be your future. Because we've spent so much time of our life in the past, living throughout things that have gone, things that have been, people that have come, people that have gone. But you're in that connection now where you're starting to be able to maybe speak to loved ones that have passed. You now have an understanding of why certain things happened from loved ones that you You just have, you've forgiven, you've allowed yourself to heal, to feel and heal that process. You've really gone into your feelings over, what's gone. Or you are doing that now. But I believe this is you that's already been on your healing journey for quite some time. So the universe is really wanting you to get excited. Like you've taken a leap of faith. You have gotten your things together. You know that you don't need everything that you thought that you once did. You now know that everything that you have within you. This is you knowing that if you just take that leap, you know that God is going to catch you. You know that everything, you know that you are really good at discernment now. So when Spirit is sending you a message, you know it's from Spirit. So now when you want to take a leap of faith, you are accepting the challenge, or you're going to be. This is where you're going to find new excitement, playfulness. You're really going to start getting excited, because throughout all of this is where you have truly discovered who you are. And like I say, you have love coming in. This is true love. This is going to be equally your heaven sent. They just want you to take that leap. And they're saying that they know that it's hard to take a new leap when things have been the way that things have been in the past. But they're saying the past self is not you now. The past self was the person that was learning on their journey. And you've come so far on your journey now that you can, it's like they're saying, like little arguments. You are now understanding why the argument is there. You can pull yourself back for a second and acknowledge, well, what's creating this? So rather than firing back with anger, you start to understand the situation. So a lot of things now, whereas maybe at one time you responded where maybe you could have seen things differently, that was always meant to be. But now, because there's certain people that come for seasons, for reasons, each person that you've met have helped you evolve to such a place that now today, that when you meet someone, you can truly take back and really get to know that person. You want to really hear their story. This is about what story do you want to, where do you want to be in this story now? Where do you want to be in your story? Because you are coming to a place where you're not going to be that wounded self, that you're going to be the understanding self, the self-love, self-respecting self, self-caring. You have always given to others but struggled to give back to yourself, but this is where Spirit's saying no, this is where you are now giving to self too. This is going to be an equal give and take. This is going to be an equally yoked journey. Because what I just heard then was you were taking this journey now. Maybe it's been quite some time. For some, I'm hearing that it's been quite some time that you haven't been in a relationship, quite some time that you've been working on self. And for some of you, maybe you have just come out of a relationship, or the relationship was, the last relationship was so tough that it's taken you a long time to recover from that, or you still are recovering. So this is about self-understanding, self-knowing, self-play, self-love. This is about you now, what really lights you up, what really makes you feel good. And whether that's sat in your garden with a cup of tea, whatever that means to you, what really, really makes you feel good. Going for a walk in the woods, taking a walk through, a park, You know, what really makes you feel good in that moment. You know, we sit and sometimes we can sit and feel that we don't want to do much, but then when we get up and we do something, it really gets that energy going. And this is what Spirit wants you to do, to take a journey. You are taking a journey to self-discovery, and this is where now you are, this is you truly birthing what, you know, this is you truly loving. You're magical, you have everything that you need. You are at a place now where you are truly birthing all the things that you've ever desired, but Spirit's saying there's more. This is time to get excited, because this is where you are going to be birthing more. You know that you're the magician right now. You're the one that what you truly feel and do and know is what is coming in. So this is, like I said, this is now where they want you to really truly feel excited and truly feel inspired to take this new journey. So we have potential, promise, it's about to happen, keep going, yeah. Codes of the seeds, kids, see again, the blueprint is within you, take the next step, because look, this is you. You know, you're just at that phase now in between the growing phase and the bringing it into light. So there's something that you really believe that you need to bring forward. This is where you know, you truly, like I said again, seeds and budding. You know, this is about you now birthing something that you really believe that you hold within you. And it's about having the knowing. I didn't even realise as well that's 9, 10. And then 9 again, because 1 and 8, 18 is 9. This is about you, moved by the goddess, here for this, soul call, gather. Because I said, didn't I, you know, you truly discovered that you are the goddess. Oh God, depending, you know, flip it as it resonates, because we all have masculine and feminine within us. So when if I do say goddess, it generally means, you know, the feminine self. You know, this is where you're going to start gathering with the people that you came here to be with. This is where you're going to be birthing something so truly beautiful into the world. They want me to mention as well, because if you're around water a lot, water's very powerful, because obviously we're water, so just with self anyway. But if you like to take a walk and you're near water, or you have quite you know, you love your baths, or you sit by a lake, or, you know, water's really coming up here, and they're saying that, you know, what you think about when you're around water, what you believe is your knowing, what you speak is so important, because water is magical. It's ever flowing. It carries the currents. It's like I'm showing that, you know, it's constantly bringing in, like the tides. It's just showing me tides, like tides coming in, going back out, coming in, coming back out. And this is like the thought process. Like, this is you really loving and truly accepting yourself right now for who you really are. Who you really are. So this is a collective. This is like, yeah, because you've maybe been to a place where you haven't had many people around you for quite some time, or you've been very selective, or you have been by yourself, yeah. So this is where the Spirit's saying now that you are coming to a gathering. Can you see? This is where all your soul people are going to be coming in, because you are now having that understanding, and you have taken that, you have been wanting to call in, or you have been calling in your soul tribe. This is where it's going to become time. This is where everything's going to become clear. Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts and past lives. So yeah, this is where now they're saying that you are in creator mode now, so what you speak is your truth. This again could be done around water. This could again just be lighting a candle. You know, you imagine. So if you've got a person that's constantly going around in your mind and they're keeping you trapped in an illusion, whether this is family members, whether this is ex-partners, friends, anybody who's been in your energy that have caused you hurt and you constantly think about them, they want you to release that soul contract. So what I've been shown to do is to imagine them, see them, close your eyes. Sorry. Close your eyes, vision them. Vision that you stood with that person and that you're holding a contract. Now this contract, you state, I'm ending this contract. We tried, we really tried, but it didn't work. It's time to release what once was, to make room for what's coming in. You know, they say that it's up to you, because I say it differently each time. Each time I say it, there's a new way of saying it, because it's like becomes like a mantra, if you will. So each time you catch yourself thinking of that person, quickly go to, you know, closing your eyes or feeling, you know, I am releasing this now, but I'm releasing it with love, because the contract is now fulfilled. I have gained all the knowledge that I needed from that, and now I'm wanting to bring back to me everything that is solely in alignment for me. So by doing that, you can really release them and bring in what's meant for you, because you're at that birthing stage now. And this, can you see where it's you forever unbound? They want you to really release now, because can you see like the colour changes? These are the ones now that are meant to be leaving. Like these the parts that was within your soul. You know, they want you to say you're unbound, unbound, forever unbound. This is you really not tying yourself to the old things anymore, to understand, okay, I understand that, and I have felt each moment, but now lovingly releasing that to God. Give that to God. Because this is where you take your new journey. Because can you see how these have come out, where they fit together? You know, here's a cliff here, and the releasing, and then you've got to where she's on the cliff and she's playing. This is where you really are going to the next level now. This is where you are really in that birthing stage now, of knowing that each moment that you discovered wasn't to destroy you, it was to build you, because you're the master builder. Again, number 4 is 40, but 4 and 0 is 4, so that's master builder. That's you building your new way of knowing. Transformation, things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing, yeah, you're going through a deep healing. You have been going through a deep healing, and this is why Spirit wants this message to come along, because, like I say, this is you really, really truly understanding that you have come so far, and they really want you to get really excited about who you are. This is about you really, really getting excited about who you are, because you have come so far and you deserve all of this that is coming in now, because you truly have come to this journey now of self-knowing, of self-realisation, of really wanting to fully be in the presence of you. Whereas at one time, being with yourself would have been, you know, you'd have got bored easily, you'd have got frustrated, you'd have wanted to have done things more, but now you're starting to really, truly enjoy the time that you have with self. This is you now truly knowing that you have everything within you. Can you see? This is again like the Magician card for me. This is about you truly integrating who you are. And I'm hearing, I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. Like, listen to the words to that song. They were the same. Listen to the words to that song. This is what you have coming in. This is truly what you have coming in for you. This is going to be somebody who... Because this is another older song from back when I was younger. Like this, like, you know, you're really going to feel like truly loved, truly desired. You know, this is where you... Okay. So let's get on from here. This is where you're going to really, really, really feel that it's been worth everything that you've gone through. You've got the Three of Earth. So let's read this one. Because they want me to read this one. They always like me to read this one because the way that it's written in this book is just so beautiful. And I you know, I am getting better with this book, but it's, you know, it's completely different to the regular tarot, because this is the good tarot. And, you know, the meanings are completely different, but the meanings in this book is how I feel that needs to be heard in a different way, because I have a lot of tarot cards and they're all different. Each card that I pull, so say I pull Three of Earth from one deck to another, it's a different feeling, it's a different emphasis on what they want to share. So this one's the same, but I like to read each word in this one. So it says, teamwork, building on solid foundations, group efforts, dedicated collaborations. What I am building is grounded What I am building is grounded in a solid foundation. See, that's not like they was really not wanting me. See, you have had people around you, because this is just coming up then saying that. You have had a lot of people around you that have not wanted you to evolve into self, and as soon as you felt like you was evolving into self and you started to feel good, you found that somebody was trying to always keep dragging you back. Like, they didn't want you to know that you had solid foundation, that you needed to be self-reliant on this person or people. They really just came up with that then, that you have gone through such change that now you know it's okay now to, if these people want to walk away, they want to move away, or you're being advised to do that. You know, this is about you now self-realisation, self-discovering, because, you know, it's because obviously I said here the Unbound is number 40, which leads to 4, is a master builder, and the saying here, I am building. What I am building is grounded in a solid foundation, so I know I can trust that it will not slip away suddenly. I am joined by others in coordinated efforts to bring forth what we have chosen to co-create. The architecture of my dreams is becoming tangible, taking shape before me, and I share my joy and pride with the partners and supporters, teachers and students. We are all learning and building collaboratively. So this is about you now coming into you know, a time where you're coming into your soul people. This is where you are going to be coming in with ideas that they're going to bring forth their ideas. You're finally going to meet people who are actually going to truly understand the journey that you've been on. They're going to help you and you're going to help them. This is going to be a foundation that's going to be absolutely solid. This is going to be a foundation that you have dreamed of your whole life, but more. So it's saying more. You know, everything that you have desired from a place of just wanting to be accepted, but Spirit's saying that you are more than accepted, especially on the spirit realm. This is where you are being divinely guided now to know that you are truly unique. You have so much to bring forward, and it's time for you to shine now who you truly are. Because like I say, you are in the stage of birth, being birthed into everything that you truly, like I said, truly desiring more. This is about you now wanting to come in with a new story. This is about you coming in with new light, new focus, new energy. This is about you being playful now. This is about you, like I say, taking that leap. Like, this is about you now understanding that whatever journey that you take is leading you to exactly where you're meant to be. There was never any wrong turn. There was never any... Yeah, because that's very personal. So they're saying that there is, there is things that, was truly soul destroying, but they want you to know that you are truly grown beautifully because of all of that. You can now truly protect, guide and heal others as your healing self now, because you're learning to excuse me, sorry. Like I say, you're learning to self-soothe, you're learning to self-guide, you're learning now to take that leap, and knowing now that God will capture you, and now knowing that, what's not meant to be for you will be removed. You will be designated to a new place. And at times we've felt that when we have been moved to a new place, it has, I really wanted that, and I really, really wanted that, but Spirit's saying that wasn't meant for you, and that's the reason that you did feel that, you truly wanted whatever it was, because there's a lot of things here, so, I could do a whole video just on the things that have happened to a lot of us. But Spirit's saying you know your journey. Nobody else needs to clarify your journey, but you need to love you for the journey that you've been through, and that you have still come out such a beautiful person. A person who truly does want to help and make other people's experiences here beautiful, because you are truly, you truly shine in such a beautiful way. But there is always going to be people that are going to come in and try and take you off your path, but you now have that knowing that it's okay. Allow them, let them. This is about you now, truly accepting yourself for who you are. A beautiful soul. You're such a beautiful soul. I'm so grateful that I get to be here in these energies with you, to help us all get to a place where we need to be. Right, is there anything else that you want me to bring forward? Because to say that's... So trust the wait. You are being prepared for the blessings. In order to receive, you have to be ready to receive. Things you are going through now are not random. Trust the flow of the universe. So yeah, this is about you now, at that place now of the giving and receiving. This is about you now being in the flow of giving and receiving, because again, like I think I said at the beginning, that you have always been a person that's always wanted to give to others, but receiving's always felt quite hard. But this is where Spirit's saying now, this is your new story. How would you like to see a new story? This is about you now. It's a mutual give and take. This is about when you truly do, like somebody offers you a break, oh thank you, whereas normally you would have said no. Whatever that situation is for you, because again, it's so many different scenarios for so many different people. But Spirit's saying when someone's coming in to give you a gift, accept it with love, because that's where the balance comes in. That's where you're going to then start being sent all the things that are heaven sent. Yeah, it's saying that you wouldn't plant a seed and then dig it up every few minutes to see if it had grown. So why do you keep questioning yourself? Your hard work and your decisions. Have patience with self. Stop overthinking and keep watering your seeds. So again, this comes under the card. This is about you nurturing self. This is about you being in nature, planting of the seed. Because like I said, you know, you are at that stage now where, you know, you've been waiting a long time for all of this, but this is a time where you finally accepted and truly known your worth. So this is why it's all going to start coming in, but it's going to come in really fast. Spirit don't want you to keep questioning when it's going to come in, because that's what's holding it back. So Spirit is saying that when you fully take that leap of faith, you play, you get excited again, you start to truly see yourself for who you truly are. That's when it'll just come in super fast like that, as quick as that. That's too long. So you are not moving too slowly. Drop the self-induced pressure. You are at the sweet spot between taking care of yourself and still making advancements on your goals. On this path, there is no such thing as being behind. Smile, breathe, carry on. So yeah, this is about divine timing. This is about you now understanding that everything has happened in divine timing. You're not too slow, you are not late, you are not behind. You are perfectly on time. You are always going to be perfectly on time. There is nothing that was ever going to, you know, each time you choose something, it was always going to be that choice. It was always going to be the choice that you was always going to make, because that was what's going to elevate you. That was what's going to help you grow. You've been a seed since birth. You came here and you are growing beautifully, as you should. Like I say, if you'd have had everything that you want now, it wouldn't have lasted, it wouldn't have stayed. Whereas now, when you get everything that you want, you're going to really learn to truly love that and embrace that and be so grateful. You're going to water that every single day. You're going to put your heart and your soul into it, because you know that it's God sent. This is something that we've had to learn along the way, that, you know, we've had to really truly go through certain experience for us to really feel that. So you are so much closer to a powerful breakthrough than you may realise. You have been praying for things to heal, new opportunities to appear. So new opportunities to appear, relationships to improve, and these prayers will be answered soon. So yeah, again, this is like I said, this is where, like you're going through the transformation. This is just about now accepting that God has got everything under control. This is about you keep moving forward on your journey. You know, discovering who you are. What is it that really excites you? What is it you're being called forward to do? Now, if it's feeling scary, then that's your story, that's your purpose. And if it feels hard, you're not meant to be doing it. But if it feels scary, it means that that's the leap, that's the journey, that's the, you know, the fear is all an illusion. It's an illusion that you hold, as you see. But you are now discovering that. You are now starting to see that everything happens for a reason. There is no coincidences. Everything is perfectly mapped out the way that it's meant to be. Okay. So they're really excited for you. They really want you to get excited. They want you to play. They want you to really, through love, release, and inner work, I know peace. I have a gentle view of life and welcome every step with confidence. I remain brave in the face of fear and have the wisdom to let the universe do its work. I don't know if you can see that. But this is about your heart space. This is about you truly allowing the universe to do the work. You know where you need to be. You know where you need to be inspired. you know what journey that you're ready to take, the leap of faith. Now it's about you. New romance is imminent, either with a newcomer or through reignited passion in your existing relationship. Be open to giving and receiving love. Yeah, because this is about, like I said, this is about you learning about giving and receiving. This is new love coming in. Because I kept hearing, I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. So, yeah, that's like beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So, this is about you now, trusting the universe. Trusting the universe. So, this is about you now, truly letting go, trusting the universe. Everything that's meant for you is going to be coming in. This is where they're truly, truly grateful that you have been on this circle. This circle, because what goes around comes around. So although what's been coming around has felt quite tough, you're coming to that point now where you have gone round and you are coming to the sweet spot now. This is about because you never gave up. Oh, you merely did, but you've never given up. You have truly found your, who you truly are. This is about you, because they're showing me 2002 444 1444 2222. This is about you coming into perfect alignment now. Like I said, this is about you in the divine knowing. This is about you mothering, nurturing yourself. This is about you giving yourself all the things that you truly wanted from others. This is about you now. You have been already doing this, and this is why all this is coming in, because you now know that everything was always destined this way. So get excited on your journey. I'm so grateful that I got to be able to give this message. I just can't get enough. Go listen to that song. The same, go listen to that song. It's going to spark something in you. It's going to give you a beat, give you an upstep. An upstep. So, yeah, your next step. Like, this is what's going to uplift you, getting in that excited space, getting into that knowing, and truly loving yourself for everything that you are, because you're truly amazing. I love you all, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me. Welcome to the newcomers, and I'm very grateful to the ones who have been with me on this journey. I'd like to wish you all so much love, peace, prosperity, just true beautiful energy. Mwah. Love you all. Bye.